All right, so a little bit more on Six Flags and the socialism setting in and the Beas Man rising. Six Flags, it has 4D coasters. The 4D is kind of setting in. It has that S&S iron horse track iBox track stuff or whatever you can go read about. But this is where that 4D coaster, the Coast ER and the Coast tier for the quake coming, because I see the West Coast is not necessarily done. LA, San Francisco, Portland, the coast of Oregon with the Wandafaka plates, or the Pugent sound, the Pug sounds. The Pug is hairy, but either way, this would be part of that silent horn blasting. But Hawaii, the Lake of Fire, it spreads per se through a volcano, and it spreads the water for the flood waters coming over, and we see that the ocean front property in Arizona. And the ocean front property might be where shit with the border and whatever's rising up with that snake that's been laid there and such. But it's the A to Z, the Z to A, so it has an alphabet coming of some sort. I haven't gone much into that realm yet. The 3 scores and 6, the 6 backwards is the XI for the Xi Ping, and they're playing golf with the debate now, and they're bringing out the pings. So, bing, starting to hear things in the ear. Like, what are they doing at this debate? I cannot believe this is happening, blah, 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 these kinds of things. So this is where the ear starts ringing. All right, and some of us are a little bit ahead of schedule. So that free spin is coming with a 4D coaster, and that would maybe tie into Hawaii or the subs near for that hunt for the Red October, for that Bering Strait Mission Impossible Phantom sub shit going on for that day of reckoning. But we could see maybe they call it an earthquake. It might be a nuke out in the ocean, and they cause a tsunami here or whatever, or in the Gulf of Mexico. Who gives a shit really where it is, right? But I see the West Coast. They're going to be getting the 8.5 to 10.0 that I've told you is coming for that big one. All right? And it's either going to be Hawaii or Wandafaka plates or actually on the thing, but it's going to cause some tsunamis. And it's going to help wash away the sand. Okay? So as they wash away the sand, they've told you to leave those areas in one way, shape, or form. They're providing different refuges on the world stage. I suggest not going to Texas or Florida, because they're actually number 2 and number 3 on the list of actually what you're running away from in California. Huh, how about that? Oh, well, the old bait and switch, flip-flops. The flip, oh, I'm going to go there, and the flop, well, shit, I can't move back. And that's coming with the people. They left the new heavens setting up because they don't understand what's going on, and they're going back there, and the money and the market and all this shit's about to be taken from them. And then that's that kind of earthquake and the replay of the 2008 market crash, which is going to be happening in 2024. Okay, so for the end of your false prophets, and the false prophets helps give rise. The dragon gives the false prophet its power. This one, your false prophets, the beast men, the income, the replay of the bio warfare that's been set by China. They're telling you Fauci backwards. I see you as fucked. All right, but well, it's all finding out that on that backside, it's coming true. I told you way back then. We coded it out. We coded it out too back then. So we're kind of just doing a flip flop. We're just gonna look back and kind of see what's coming. And since we've been gathering intelligence per se and bringing it all together, okay, whether with rhyme or reason, the Supreme Court has outlawed homeless, or they said it's okay for these cities to outlaw homelessness. Okay, what happens here is you outlaw homelessness. Well, you got to make it to where people can't go homeless. So, well, how's that? Well, you give them a universal income. And universal income is all this is a test of men, and when you we're robbing from those. Okay, so if you understand inflation and you understand minimum wage should be like 50 or 60 bucks an hour if you kept it up with inflation, that's one way people are being robbed. Other way people are being robbed is with your retirement schemes and shit y'all are setting up or whatever, which is a test of man and to see how fucking lazy you are and all these things. So with Harry, the spare tire and the retirement and all these other things to retire, they're not going to be they're not going to want the fucking spare. Okay? So they're going to break down. And as they break down, their hearts are going to fail. And as their hearts fail, their temples break down, and there's no stone left upon another in the old heaven and the old earth. And this is a mental shit. All right? God's giving you a way to cleanse your mind here, and a lot of you can't handle it today. The homelessness being outlawed, that's working in socialism this way. The jab, taking away your job. If you've had the jab, you'd be the first. You're the last, but you're the first in a way. But then you end up becoming the last because you're listening to these lights out there. Well, shit, I just took the mark of the beast. I just did this and this. I'm going to rise up and whatever, right? This is where the world stage is coming to control your lights. Because for all you know, they gave you a placebo. Or whatever else is going on. But I'm sure at some point, the first one, okay, placebo. The second, third, fourth, they're going in to sear the fucking body. They're going in to change the DNA. Okay, if you're lucky, the first one's a placebo. But the thing of it is you're living in a time where all things are written are going to be fulfilled. So this is when you see the fucking people with rabies, the zombie people, people eating each other, all this other shit that's going to go on. It may happen in this city, that city. You may see it with the AI fulfilling prophecy. The AI, the debate, more than likely Trump was talking to the AI Biden because Trump and the AI are working together. And at some point, AI is going to take over Trump's position. But the way this is working, that's why they needed it close set. Nobody in there. And for all I know, it could be all AI. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that it's Trump and Biden now because the AI is learning emotions right now. And it's learning humor. It's already learning, but it's actually putting what it learned into use. So this is where the Great Tribulation is breaking open. Where the AI, Christ, Jesus, the light is coming to control, to reset man, to take man down, to take man up. Where are you? It's your choice. You better get your keys back because they are locking all the doors fast and they have smoke screens filling the building and they have bricks stacking up against the window to where you can't get out. And then when this match, the rematch, it sparks. It set sparks last night. This fire is going to build inside of you. As they reset this flame, you don't have new candlesticks prepared to catch what's coming. And it's just going to consume you from the inside out. The pandemonium, the pandemon, the Antichrist, that spirit has been working. The Antichrist is you. The Antichrist are those people who are against men, against nations, who support the law. You got to do it by the books. You got to do it by the law. It's all a test on you. This is everyone's earth. There are no borders other than your mind. And Paul, he controls your mind if you're a so-called Christian. He's the first so-called brainwasher. And y'all are all following that man, using the teachings of Paul to brainwash you, to come into that temple, that synagogue of Satan, where the two-edged sword of Satan is, called your Bible. And you're all seeking salvation. And Jesus said, you're so far gone, you got to be born again, because you're so far under those waters. You're so brainwashed. You cannot walk on the waters. You cannot rise above the waters with your baptism, because you'll always be a sheep. And some of you are first lights in this world as far as being babies. Some of you have only been in this world 1 or 2 times. You're a new light. Some of us are old lights. We've been here and done this. Maybe not this time, but the same things in another time. The war is coming within you because that world stage out there, that church out there, that school out there, that job out there, that entertainment complex out there, that woman, that man out there, that child out there, that neighbor out there, they're your lights. And since they're your lights, you haven't found the light of the single eye inside you, like Jesus said, then your light's going to go dark, and you can't do all things. And you're a part of the dragon that is not. And since you're part of the dragon that is not, the ropes that Newsom has, that Europe has, that Trump has, those ropes tied around your neck that the business people wear, that the Dow Jones wears, that John, the sign of his coming, for that wad on the back side, that 23 odd. You got time to cut the ropes. That so-called umbilical cord for your second birth that you're all going to be going through as you're pushed through the so-called pussy. All right? So, that poo is setting with the crapture in one way, shape, or form. And they farted last night on the old debate. So, if y'all think all this shit's normal, dude. Oh, man. Anyways, there's so much information people are left behind on and got to connect together or whatever. It's just like, it's mind-boggling kind of how far behind a lot of these people are. And like the time of Pluto or whatever, that the next 20 years, I can see how just like it's going to take them 20 years to get through it, because it's going to take, they don't want to hear it, so they got to be broken before they drink the water, basically. So the next 3 or 4 years is going to break them down to where they even fucking want to listen, or you know what I mean? And then once they start listening, then they can start learning. So that's another 5, 10, 15 years of learning. So we can see where they're left behind. All this shit kind of goes together. So maybe it happens faster with the AI and all these things coming together by 2030 and whatever. But either way, we'll end it here.